It's hastily. Tactical visor activated.
Welcome to Just the Tip, where I scratch the surface on a video game that I know a little bit about and let you decide if you think it's any good. Today on the chopping block is iNinja, a cheesy hack and slash platformer for the GameCube, the original Xbox, and PlayStation 2. As always, all footage was captured with the Nintendo version. Okay, first things first, I would like to go over how I came across such a game. When I was a wee lad of about 5 or 6, I don't remember, and I was still a little brat, I borrowed permanently by probably nagging my older cousin to death and got 3 games from her. Super Mario Sunshine, Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life, expect a video on that in the future for sure, and iNinja. Yeah, I got pretty good games out of the deal. To me, this game is a jack of all trades, master of none. It does lots of interesting things and copies things from other games, but it doesn't do any of them extremely well to be notable. The story is that Odor, this game's big baddie, orders his robot alien things to capture the protagonist Sensei. You easily dispatch these robots in a cutscene before defeating a robot demon dog thing, and obtain this game's Chaos Emerald, the Rage Stone, which sends the hero into a rage, and he immediately kills the Sensei off screen shortly after rescuing him. Now your ghost Sensei needs you to progress through the 5 hub worlds and stop Odor to take the planet back from his endless drove of lackeys. Every enemy in this game is a robot to maintain their lowest ESRB rating, even though it's rated teen, because everything that you fight in this game is a robot or a robot version of something. Robot ninjas, robot dogs, there's a robot fish, and there's a giant robot boxing boss for the first one. And the few things that aren't robots are supernatural or something, not humans, so we don't have to feel bad about it. Anyway, my only problem with this is the third boss has you fighting a giant head, which summons spirit-like forms of the ninja robots you've been fighting. So either A, they have a soul of some kind, B, they are not robots, maybe they're mechanoid aliens, but still, it's not well explained. But then again, this is a kid's game. I'm just being nitpicky, but I like my stories to make sense, and this is never explained, so I'm going to complain about it, because I nitpick like that. Each world has a boss, and to get to the next hub world, you must defeat that world's boss. To get to that world's boss, they're usually guarded by a door that is color-coded to the belt you wear. To upgrade your belt, you must get grades, which are this game's like shine sprites or end flag. Basically, get to the end of the level. The basic regular levels, there are 3 grades you can get each. The first time you just have to complete the level. The next 2 times there's usually a stipulation like get 10 red coins, do it in a time limit, etc., etc. Depends on the level. There are some bonus stages, but you don't get these until you beat the boss in that area and come back. And they're the only time you ever use currency, because in game they have these coins you collect which are never used. They're just there for points. Even though this isn't a game in an arcade and there's no high score system. Well, it says new high score, but you get nothing for it. Anyway, you pay to get these bonus levels. Each level feels unique because you have to play through most of them 3 times. Or you don't have to. But, for instance, the first 3 set of levels are like, these 3 basic levels teach you most of the main mechanics of the game. For instance, they show you red mechs controlled by the robots that you usually fight, which you cannot attack, and will teleport you back to that beginning of that section, making it a forced stealth section, which the first one is very easy, and then it's used a few times later on in the game. The later ones are difficult. This one, not so much. It's just avoid this, know what it does. The other things it teaches you are, this mechanic is not used much outside of this in the bonus levels, but these 3 levels you have to collect 2 eyes and a heart of this giant mech so you can fight the other giant mech. So each level you usually attach yourself to these at some point, and it's like a monkey ball stage. Again, I don't think this is ever seen in this particular way except in bonus levels after the first 3 levels, but it doesn't outstay its welcome. Let's see, it also teaches you there are sections where you can wall ride, or it also teaches you basic combat, which again in this game it's a hack and slash. There is some strategy to it, but not that much. And then later on, not in these 3 levels of course, you will encounter giant enemies. These giant enemies, when you fight them, well, sometimes you can fight them outside of these, but those are rare. But usually you'll go into like an anime, like you're in the air flying kind of thing, and it's a mini boss battle basically where you have to fly through the air and try to hit them, and if you win, then basically you go back to the ground and they die. If you lose, then you get to see a little cool animation where you die. You have to dodge a bit, but you can brute force it if you have later weapons, which I forgot to mention. As if I remember, this is never explained, and I've not played this game in years, and I played it again just to get background footage. I think the way you upgrade your weapon is by defeating enemies, and as you defeat enemies, you get better weapons. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember. I do not remember. Anyway, that's how you upgrade your weapon, I think. Okay, I've not detailed everything here, but again, as the name of this video series I hope to do is, it's very rough and gives you a general idea of what the gameplay loop is like. Again, 5 worlds, 1 boss for each. Each boss uses different mechanics except the last 2, which they use regular gameplay mechanics, because for the first one you fight a giant robot and a giant robot. It's basically boxing, rock'em sock'em robot, something like that. Second one, you fight a giant robotic fish underwater in a submarine, and it's like I wouldn't know what to call it. It's like a bullet hell kind of, but not really. It's not that great. Third one I've detailed before. Again, you fight in a mech, but you don't really move. You just stand in one place. You shoot the ghosts. You charge up your bomb attack, and you shoot it at the giant head. Couldn't be bothered to do this again because I had an older save past this, because he shoots. The sensitivity is terrible. I don't know how I beat this as a kid compared to playing video games nowadays, which I suck at with good sensitivity. Anyway, rambling aside, this isn't the best game. It isn't the worst game. I like it. Hopefully you do too. I hope I didn't butcher this too much. Probably just a little bit. Anyway, have a nice day. Please comment any suggestions you would have. If you liked this, didn't like this, just comment something. If you watch this, I don't care what. Potato.
It's hastily.
Double, triple.